friends, it's Kelly, and I am back with the day 3 of Collection Obsession. Well, it's actually supposed to be week 3, but I'm behind, so yeah, I am playing catch up. I'm going to have 2 videos this week from the Collection Obsession Challenge. So I showed you in the beginning the sketch that I will be working with, which comes from my creative scrapbook, and they send a sketch with every kit that you get. So this was the one for November. And I am just matting my photos here on this peppermint striped paper, which I love. And I'm cutting the branding strip off of this 49 Market. This is the Holiday Wish collection that I have been using this month for the Collection Obsession challenge. And you can find all the other ladies who are participating in this challenge in the description box below. Be sure to go check them out. They're actually on time with their videos this but I'm not, so I apologize, and we'll try to do better next month. So I just used some of the ephemera that is in this collection to back the photos and to just create kind of a layered mat. And I'm finally finding a use for this lace that came from the laser cut sheet or the laser cut set from this collection. And also for my creative scrapbook, they sent this really cool frame, well, wreath, I don't know what you call it, and it is it's called Creative Embellishments is the company, I believe, who made it. And I'm just going to use some embossing fluid and embossing powder in gold to coat this whole wreath. And that is some liquid embossing fluid that I've got that's like a dauber. I believe I got that at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, I can't remember. I've had it in my stash because I have not been doing mixed media for probably, it's been a long time since I've done any really mixed media, but I have tons of products because I used to do it all the time. Trying to get some of those things back into my rotation to use so they're not just sitting there. So I went ahead and covered this frame, I keep saying frame, this wreath in gold stickles as well, because once I had embossed it, I still felt like I wanted more bling on it, and I think it turned out really pretty. So I am placing it right there, and then I added some foam tape to the back of my photo, and I kind of created a pocket with the foam tape because I had intended to add things behind this, like this little card, and I thought I would be able to pull it out in and out for like a hidden kind of journaling strip, but I ended up not doing that. Really, I don't have a ton of journaling to write about this occasion because it's just my grandkids in front of the Christmas tree, which really beautiful photos, but you know, like I've done this their whole life, so it's like we're sitting in front of the Christmas tree, right? So it's really, this layout is more about, and I will say most of my layouts is just more about the creativity and the aesthetic and the pretty factor, right? And these go in both of their albums, in Emery and Carson. They each have their own albums, so I created enough so I have one for, you know, to document each Christmas for each of their albums. And I don't try to like recreate the same layouts or anything like that. I just do, you know, I try to just have at least one layout in each of their albums for each event, if that makes any sense. So I'm using some of the leftover frames from 49 and Market, those film strip frames. I'm adding those in because I had used those in my last layout and actually had some scrap pieces left, and I got those used, so I'm pretty proud of myself for that. And so in the sketch there was, you know, a tag and probably a journaling strip up there at the top, and I wanted to just add a whole big cluster up there, and I'll eventually get the date added and, you know, where we were. Of course, this is at their house, and the year and all that good stuff. And just using all of the laser cuts that I can get on this page without making it look too busy and too crazy, because there's a lot going on in the background. So I still managed to get a ton on here, so I wouldn't say that it's it's just like, as my husband would say, it just gives you more to look at, right? So I've had these I have tons of flowers from my creative scrapbook that I need to get onto some layouts or onto some projects, and then I want to use. And then I also went and bought lots of poinsettias in different sizes from Hobby Lobby. So I wanted to make sure that I got some of those added here. And this Believe gold title came from Cocoa Vanilla Studio, one of their I think it was their Christmas collection from last year that I got on there. So just adding some of the poinsettias in 3 places. These are Prima poinsettias. This says dressed in holiday style, which they are. We're in our Christmas jammers. And so I'm adding some of the stars from that same sticker sheet or title sheet from Cocoa Vanilla Studios. It had some gold stars on there, and I'm just adding those around to bring in more of that gold. And more leaves in my clusters. And just trying to fluff up the flowers a little bit. Just makes them look a little more dimensional, I guess. Not that there's a lack of dimension on this page, but you know. So I had these flat back pearls, and I thought it would be pretty to add one to the clusters and around the page. And I like that pop of white, which one thing leads to another. This made me think, ooh, I had some white poinsettias, and you'll see me grab those in a minute, because I felt like this is a lot of red and green and dark colors, and I thought it needed a little bit of contrast. I have some white up there in that top cluster with the ticket and the little postage stamp, and then I have a lot of white in the photos, but I felt like it needed a pop of white in other places just to give it that contrast. So I remembered I had these white poinsettias. These actually came from Hobby Lobby, and I thought I would add some of those to the clusters. I'm adding 2 poinsettias to the top and bottom clusters, and the right hand side cluster only 1, which gives me an odd number of elements, right? Which I like. So adding finishing touches here. I'm almost through with this entire layout because I don't think I could possibly add any more. I guess I could, but I didn't feel like I needed to add any more. I wanted to try and add one more word strip, but couldn't really find a good spot for it. So that is the end of this layout. Be sure to go check out all the other ladies who are participating in this hop. Thank you so much for being here. I know you have lots of choices of other YouTubers to watch. I appreciate you watching me. Thank you. Bye.